Welcome, everyone, and Happy New Year. We are officially in 2023. Before we get into the forecast for January, I just want to mention, of course, that this is a general forecast. If you would like a personal reading, or if you would like your own personal year ahead forecast, book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. Here we go. So a new year, a new energy to work with. We leave the energy of the 6 behind in 2022, and we jump into the very practical and very ethereal landscape of the 7 energy for the universal cycle of 2023. So if you haven't already, again, be sure to listen to your previously posted 2023 year ahead forecast for your specific life path number. Those are up on my YouTube channel and my podcast for your listening pleasure. Okay, so in this episode, we're going to first look at the collective energy for January 2023, which will sort of explore the cycle that we'll all be working with for this month. And then we'll take a look at the month ahead, including the energies for the new and the full moons of January for each life path number. Okay, so January 2023 is an 8 universal cycle. And so what this means is collectively we will be feeling much more focused, much more determined, and more motivated this month. So we're ready to make big strides on some of our greatest visions, and we can feel the excitement growing around creative projects and collaborations that sort of fuel our passions. This energy is saying, let's go. Under this energy, it's important to not see limitations as indicators that something is not achievable or that it isn't for you. We're meant to acknowledge those limitations and then call in the people and the resources that are the experts within those areas to assist, while we focus our own energy on the areas where we are the experts and where we can let our light shine the brightest. 8 energy understands the importance of collaboration and teamwork. It doesn't try to do it all alone, and it certainly understands that it isn't the expert at everything. The goal is to focus on and emphasize our own strengths while also allowing others to contribute in the same way. When we try to be the best at everything and fail to see our own limitations as an opportunity to allow someone else's strengths to shine through, then we restrict ourselves and, in turn, restrict others. So this is a great month to ask for assistance and to accept that assistance without trying to control it, right? So the month of January may start off a little slow, but by mid-month, the energy will be pushing us to get started on whatever it is that we set our sights on. Money and financial affairs could also come up this month, and you could see sort of an influx of resources, perhaps an uptick in clients or sales. Or if you've applied for, a new job or a promotion, you could see that come through at this time. New contracts could be initiated at this time as well. So if you're a freelancer or again, like work with clients, you may see an uptick there. Or for some, unexpected costs could surface at this time to have you to take a closer look at your spending and or your money management. This is a great energy when it comes to career or how you sort of make your money or your resources in the world. So if you're looking for work or if you're looking to change jobs, this is a very supportive energy to help you not only get your foot in the door, but bust through that door and get seen. So again, this is great energy for getting your name out there, putting yourself out there, getting seen, being recognized, getting those promotions, getting more clients, getting more sales, all of those things. This is very ambitious energy that we're working with, right? Or we have the opportunity to work with. Don't be afraid of taking risks this month, especially mid-month and onwards. Don't be afraid to promote yourself. And again, get your name out there, get yourself out there. Don't be afraid to be seen in whatever ways feel aligned for you. Not necessarily what feels comfortable for you, because sometimes we do have to step outside that comfort zone, right? But in ways that feel aligned. So it feels good, even though it might be a little scary, or it might be, again, different from how you're used to doing it. That is the power of the 8. It's going to sort of push us beyond our again, beyond those comfort zones. And that can include, again, like asking for assistance, asking for where you need help, where it is that you have those limitations. There is power in that, and the 8 energy is going to assist us in doing that. The energy of the 8 reminds us that if we don't speak up and ask for what we want, then the answer is always going to be no. So be confident and bold and go for it. This vibration will also ask us to sort of proceed with honesty and integrity. Shady business isn't supported under this vibration, and using others to get ahead now might work initially, but the fall will be greater than the rise. So anything done without integrity, especially under the vibration of the 8, is not sustainable and will eventually crumble. So it's best to build from a foundation of honesty and integrity to begin with. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the month of January for your specific life path number now. Life path number 5. So I pulled an animal spirit message for you all for January, and you got weasel energy. And so with weasel, there's this energy coming through about the details and sort of bringing the scope in, which is interesting for 5s actually, because a lot of times with 5 energy, it's such big energy that it can get very scattered very easily, and it can kind of try to focus on too many things at once, and it's sort of more interested in the bigger picture, which is beautiful, right? And is needed. But there's also like this need for 5s especially to sort of rein that energy in and to focus that energy and to pay attention to the details, because a lot of times when we overlook the details, we have to circle back around and redo something, right? And to, let's just say if we don't focus on the details to begin with, we're going to focus on them later and have to come back. So with weasel energy coming through, because, you think about like weasels or even like ferrets, right? They're like very fast moving. They're like always into something or doing something or exploring something or curious about something, which is very similar to 5 energy. I have a lot of 5 energy in my chart, so I can relate to this. But it's just like this, there's just, this pull for like expansiveness and freedom and expression and like all these things. And sometimes if you're not careful, you can overlook a lot, right? Of the very specific, minute details that are necessary to make sure that whatever it is that you're building or doing is done in a way that is sustainable, right? And that can stand the test of time and all of that, depending on what it is. So with weasel coming through, there's definitely this call to slow down a little bit this month and to really focus your energy. And it's so funny because I love how spirit sort of works. It's like all of the life paths so far, their animal spirit message has tied in so beautifully with the energy that they're working with this month. And that's no different for you all, because for January, you all are working with the 4 energy, which is all about the details. It's about very slow moving progress to make sure that the details are covered and that each step is done with accuracy and meticulously and in an organized fashion. And so it's interesting that weasel is coming through for you all while you're working with this 4 energy throughout the month of January. So I do think that if you feel like you're hitting roadblocks, if it feels like all of a sudden you're losing momentum and you're starting to move a lot more slowly and the pace is just more drawn out, it's not, there's a method to that madness. Let's put it that way. So with weasel energy coming through and the energy of the 4 that you all are working with this month, You're definitely being asked to slow down a little bit, to pay attention to the steps, to not rush through something. This is a checkpoint energy, so you're making sure that the path that you are on, before you start to move full steam ahead again, that you make sure it's the path that you want to be on, that you're investing your energy, your time, and your resources into something that is meaningful for you and that is aligned for you. And that you are focusing your energy on, say, 1 or 2 projects as opposed to 20. And weasel energy and the energy of the 4 is going to help you to do that. So it's going to kind of, I'm going to go ahead and segue into the 4 energy. So for January, 5s are working with not only the 8 energy that we're working with collectively for this month, but you're also working with sort of this undercurrent energy of the 4. So again, when 4 energy is present, it can feel it can just feel like very slow. It's testing our patience. It's making sure that we are doing things, again, in an accurate way. We're following the rules. We're following the systems. We might create new rules, but we're following some kind of a system, right? It's an organized fashion. So again, it's not just everything is haphazard. The energy is not just scattered. It's everything's sort of got its place. So 4 energy is going to make sure that where it is that you're placing your energy is in a place that it needs to be and that it's going to be the most successful. So again, if you start to feel like you can't get ahead, you're hitting roadblocks, pay attention to those roadblocks, because that's going to show you where either your energy is scattered and it needs to be more refined, where it is that something's not going to work long term and there needs to be some kind of modification, and that 4 energy is going to assist you in doing that. But as Weasel said, pay attention to the details. That is where you're going to sort of uncover the magic, or the sort of diamond in the rough is in the details. Overlooking those details, you're going to miss something and you'll have to circle back around. And that 4 energy is also helping you to do that. So, this can also be a call with 4 energy to pay attention to the home, whether that's the actual physical structure or the home of the soul, which is the physical body, right? So things could come into focus now that you need to pay attention to around those things, right? So pay attention to that as well. And also, because we're working with the energy of the 8 collectively, make sure that if there's something that you need to ask for assistance with, that you're doing so, right? That is going to assist you in achieving whatever it is you're trying to achieve. Let's see. Do I want to say anything else about the 4 or Weasel? I don't think so. I think really it's just be aware that if things seem to slow down now, or you seem to hit roadblocks, or you have to sort of do something over, there's a reason for that. And so pay attention, because again, it's probably showing you where it is that your energy needs to be more focused, where it is that you need to sort of cut away some of the excess that doesn't need to be there, and so that you can focus on the things that, that you're going to get the most bang for your buck out of your energy, your resources, your contributions, right? So definitely pay attention to that. Let's see. Okay, so we do have a full moon that's occurring on January 6th. And so for you all, this is a very interesting energy. So you all are working with the energy of the 1. So this is a very ambitious, driven, like self-focused energy. And so you're actually working with some really strong, ambitious energies this month. You've got the energy of the 8 that we're all working with collectively. You've got the energy of the 4 that 5s are working with in January. And around this full moon, you've got the energy of the 1. So these are all like very driven, ambitious, action-oriented, achieving sort of energies where you're putting a lot of your focus and energy into achieving something or creating something within the physical, something very tangible. So you can feel like there's a lot of energy that you need to kind of move this month. And so especially I would say mid-month and towards the end of the month. So especially even though this is around the full moon that you've got this 1 energy, this can feel like you've got like you've got a lot to do, like you've got a lot to accomplish, and maybe you don't know exactly what that is. You can't put your finger on it, but it will come. So just try to stay as focused as possible with this. And all this energy, this 1, this 4, this 8, this is all going to help you to do that, which for a 5 is great, right? Because a lot of times with 5s, again, the energy can scatter a lot more easily. So this month is really asking you to get focused, get serious, get a plan, right? Stick to that plan, see through whatever it is that you initiate. So again, the 1, the 4, and the 8 energy that you're working with is all like, again, very like initiating something, following through with it. It's very driven and determined and persistent. So whatever you start this month, there is a very high likelihood that you are meant to stick with it for a while. Especially with 4 energy, there's a lot of patience that you need to have with this energy, and it's a very like persevering energy. So whatever you start this month, or whatever big ideas come in for you to initiate in the coming months, don't give up on it too easily, right? Unless you just completely lose all interest and you're just feel obligated and that's why you're doing it. But if there's any spark, any continuation of like that passion, I would say stick with it, because you're probably not going to see immediate results with whatever this is, but it's something significant. You have a lot of fire energy behind you this month to start something and to really stick with it and to see it through to completion. So just as an example, because a lot of times with 5 energy, we'll start something, we won't see the instant gratification, and then we'll give up on it, saying, oh, it's not for me or whatever, when in reality, we just didn't give it enough time to grow, to prosper. So I would use the example of, let's say that you decide you want to learn the violin or learn another language. Let's say that you want to learn another language, and you're not getting to fluency as quickly as you want to, so you give up on it. Whereas reality is it can take years to get to fluency with another language. And so if you don't stick with it, if you don't invest the energy and the time and the resources needed to be able to do that, of course you're not going to achieve the goal, right? So all of this very strong, ambitious energy, all this fire energy that 5s have behind them in January is really helping you to set your sights on whatever the goal is, and then plan how you want to achieve it, and then follow through and stick with it, and don't give up too easily, because more than likely it's not something that you're going to see instant gratification. You'll see rewards along the way, but you're not going to achieve whatever this is quickly, just with these energies that you're working with, is my guess. So the big call here is to, like, whatever comes in for you to initiate, stick with it, right? Formulate the plan, focus your energy, get serious, become the expert at whatever this is. And in order to do that, you really have to stay focused and stick with it and persevere, right? Let's see. And then on the 21st of January, we have a new moon. For you all, this is beautiful energy, of course, also that you're working with, which is 7 energy. Now, 7 energy is what we are working with collectively for the entire year of 2023. So the fact that this is coming in under a new moon illumination for you all, again, this is initiation energy. This is new starts. This is planning. This is new moon energy. So again, new, fresh starts. The fact that it's 7 energy tells me that there's something here. There's some big idea that's coming from the ether that wants to be turned into something tangible. Now, in order to do that, in order to take something from the, again, the unseen and manifest it into the seen, takes time. So pay attention to, again, the big ideas, the big inspirations. They don't even have to be that big, right? Just the whatever has some kind of a spark for you that comes in around this new moon. Pay attention to it, write it down, because more than likely you're going to see this be a theme, potentially for the next 6 months, potentially for the next 12 months, but it's going to be some kind of a theme of something that you're meant to be working on. And again, it can be like relationships, it can be like across the board. This is a general reading, but there's something here, some idea, some new belief system, some whatever, potentially even like a new relationship or whatever that's coming through around this new moon that wants to be the focus, that wants to be brought into and worked with in the physical. So Yeah, I would just say pay attention to your dreams around this new moon. Pay attention to the ideas, the inspirations. If someone says something to you that sort of sparks an interest, someone invites you to collaborate or something along those lines, this is beautiful energy to, again, be the magician, to be the alchemist, to take, again, those merge the unseen with the seen in a beautiful, beautiful way. So love this energy coming in for fives, because fives are so creative and so like often will think outside the box, especially when you're in your like higher expression of your energy. They're not afraid of change. They're great in like a crisis situation, because it's like, they're so used to change and transformation. So if they start something and it doesn't work out, they can very easily move on to the next thing, right? So this might be a little bit more challenging, because again, you're kind of asked with these energies to persevere and to stick with something, even when you're not seeing the instant gratification. But the creative level and like the sort of, again, like the thinking outside the box, this is beautiful energy for fives to be working with, just because of your own unique energy as a five. So anyway, I love to see this come through, especially because of that thinking outside the box. So play with whatever comes in, but really try to focus your energy onto whatever this is and get serious about it, stick with it, persevere. And I think you'll be really excited about like what comes to fruition. Whatever you initiate, whatever you start this month, or whatever big ideas come in for you, whatever you stick with and see through to completion, I think you'll be really surprised and really satisfied with the end goal. So beautiful, beautiful energy. Love it for you, fives. Get creative, have fun in the process. I'm not really worried about fives having fun. That's sort of your MO, but it's like, just enjoy the process. But the key is focus your energy, stick with whatever this is, and see it through to completion. And I think you'll be really satisfied. So I hope it is a beautiful January for you all. Take care, fives. Bye for now.